Hello and welcome to an episode of Obsolete Technology hosted on Caliquin.com. So I've got something pretty cool to share today, and we'll see how far we can tear it down, but at the very least, even if I can't tear it down very far, I still want to show how it works and what it can do, because it's pretty freaking cool. So, this is... oh, let me adjust my light here. So this is MANIAC, the electronic game. So this is an electronic game for 2 to 4 players, but you can play it with just yourself. Can play it just by yourself if you like. It's got 4 built-in games, and you play all of them through it. I'll explain it as we go. So. This is from 1970 something. Yeah, I got the you still have the warranty card here. 1979. And this device is actually a lot smarter than you'd think. So let me get it completely out of the box. I found this. It says 25 cents on it. If I turn around. I did not pay 25 cents for this. I paid significantly more than that. I found this at a bookstore for about $1.25. So I paid 5 times the value to get my hands on this. And yeah, I know that's not cheap, but honestly, I think it's worth it. So yeah, there's a date here too, 1979. Alright, so let's get the 4 C-cell batteries in here. Forgive the noise. So actually taking a quick look, it does look like I can access the screws, so I will be able to get inside of it, and I want to check for rust or corrosion of any sort, because I want to make sure this thing lasts as long as I possibly can, because, like I said, this thing's actually really cool. Oop. Where does this go? Ah. Okay. Alright, so, I can't remember which one was player 1, but we'll try and figure this out. So. Alright. So, I've refreshed my memory on how the rules work. So, this is actually player 1. So I won't be able to play a 4-player game, but I can play a 1-player game, and the way it's going to work is it will show the scores for the other people or other sides as if there was a player, even though there's not. So even if you had 3 players, it's still going to show the 4th player's score is 0. So the entire game is just played with a single button, and it's got 4 different games built in, and you play each one 3 times. So, start. So what this one's doing is, you get it plays random beeps, and then so it plays random beeps, and as soon as it stops, that's when you're supposed to press the button. So the closer you get to it, the higher your score is. So I only got 4 points there. This is the downside of playing with just one person, because you gotta sit through all this. Okay, round 3. Oh, 6 points. Nice. Alright, so now we're on challenge number 2, which will play it plays sounds or beeps. So it plays those beeps really fast and you have to count them, and then it'll play the beeps slowly. Oh, Jesus. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna guess 9. That probably wasn't even close. Okay, that was definitely 3. So I get 10 full points for that. And the goal is to get to 25 points. Whoever does wins. So I'm the only one who could possibly win because I'm playing this by myself. So now it's going to show symbols, or a symbol. Oh, that's it. So I have to wait for that symbol to come back up. And I already forgot what it was. Oh, that was it. There we are. Oh, I'm up to 12 points. I didn't get 11 points last time. I just get 1 point for every correct answer. Okay, one more round of this. What? I didn't see it. Okay. Okay, so next one is going to play a beep, and I have to guess how long it lasts. Alright, so it's somewhat close. Well, apparently I wasn't very close. Alright, so it's going to play one more time. Oh, another crap score. Alright, so now we'll cycle back to the first challenge, which was the musical Maniac. Hey, I got 2 points for that. Okay, so I think that's quite enough of that. So once I hit 25 points, then it makes a bunch of beeps and says, or it doesn't say game over, but you just know it's game over, and then you can start a new game. But yeah, this is actually a lot of fun to play in a group. It doesn't look like much, And playing it by myself doesn't really show how fun it can be. But I can assure you, this is actually a lot of fun to play. So, I'm going to get this thing taken apart. So I'm going to raise the camera up a little bit. Okay, that gives me some room to work. So, got a screw there. So it looks like 4 screws are holding this top piece. Alright, there we go. And here's the interior. Not a whole lot going on. Very, very, very rudimentary. Very primitive. I like it. Okay, so it looks like these can just slide right off. So. Just so I know which one goes where. Okay, so yeah, the bottom is just this very thick piece of plastic. But here's the board itself. I'm going to get that out. Okay. And that's the entire game right here. Everything else is really just spaces, empty space. But yeah, so they fit this entire, all 4 games in this one small device, and it's really cool. I've never actually seen the interior of this, but overall the board looks really good. I noticed a little bit of dust inside, so I'm guessing this was probably never disassembled before, which is great. So what I found was really interesting though is these buttons are just giant pieces of plastic, and all they do is just press these 2 things together to complete a circuit. So all of the gameplay is just in that very, very rudimentary mechanism. I just find that so cool. They made a really cool game, as primitive as they possibly could. Well, it probably wasn't primitive for its time, but you know what I mean. It's pretty advanced for its time, actually. So I want to see if I can pop these buttons out and clean each one individually, but I don't want to snap these out. Don't want to break anything, because this is actually a game that I do enjoy playing, and I fully intend on playing it again with friends, if I ever get any. So, let's see. Aha, okay, cool, just slides right out. Well, sort of. Yeah, okay. Aha! Figured out your trick, Maniac. Okay. So this is pretty well broken down. This is going to be very, very easy to scrub and get super clean. I'm very pleased with this. So yeah, that's got a little bit of dirt inside of it, but nothing major. This bottom bottom piece is going to be a little trickier because I don't want to get these contacts wet, but I might have to. It looks like they're plastic riveted inside, so that's going to be a little bit of a pain, but I guess if I just hit it with alcohol afterward, it should probably be perfectly fine. I'm not going to leave this soaking. So I'm going to go take care of that, and I will be back in what appears to be an instant to you. Okay, I'm back. Everything has been thoroughly washed with soap and water, scrubbed down really good, and this thing is looking fantastic. The plastic on this has aged extremely well. The only real sign of age is on the buttons themselves. They have just a little bit of yellowing going on, but that's it. Everything else just looks, I mean, this plastic looks like it could have been pressed just a few weeks ago. Alright, let me get everything out of the way here. So I did notice on the battery cover there's this piece of tape. Not entirely sure what this originally said, but it's contributed nothing anymore, so off it comes. And into the trash it goes. If I would have seen anything that hinted that the rest of that sticker went somewhere, I'd keep it, but such is not the case. Okay, let's take a look at the board itself. So like I said, this is in fantastic condition, so I don't want to do too much to it. There is some corrosion on the speaker, but that's pretty minor. So I'm going to hit that with some rubbing alcohol, or some isopropyl alcohol, and see if I can remove as much as I can. Cleaning up really nicely. A little tricky, but made that way more complicated than it needs to be. Get some water. All right. So I do notice. Sorry, I keep hitting my head on the microphone. So I do notice there are a couple specks on here. I'm going to try and get them off, and one of the techniques that I've come to rely on is I take a dry erase marker and just draw over any little spots. Just going to go around this. So there's something about the chemicals in these that causes it to break down inks, especially permanent ink. If you ever need to remove permanent marker from anything, anything that's non-porous like plastic or metal or whatever, just run over it with a dry erase marker and then wipe it off with some Windex or something. And that will usually do it. They'll get a vast majority of it off, and if it doesn't get it all, you just do it again and keep repeating the process until the mark's completely gone. It doesn't work 100% of the time, but any ink-related things, it works extremely well. So, replacing this. This goes like so. I can tell it's that way because of the way that it is. And the problem is I don't remember exactly how I got this part out. I'm guessing it just kind of rests under there. Okay, yeah, this is actually a really simple reconstruction. Everything's very straightforward. It's pretty easy to tell where everything goes. Alright, so that is the top assembly reassembled. So I'm going to continue to let that sit for just a few more minutes just to make sure that there isn't any hidden water somewhere inside of it. So I'll run my hands over it, make sure what I do with my cloth. So this side's also looking really good too. Alright. Got a few drops of water in there. And what just now occurred to me is it actually says red right here, so I didn't really even need to mark that. It's like this thing was made to be disassembled by a hobbyist. I definitely appreciate that. Alright, before I go any further, going to double check, make sure everything works. I don't see why it wouldn't because nothing was broken. But just to be sure, alright, I'm going to call that good. Excellent. So, I see. So it does need to go back on it a specific way. Just to be sure again, because it's not entirely impossible that I pull a wire out. Did I say possible or impossible? It's not entirely impossible. I been told I should stop using double negatives, but what do they know? Okay. Alright, let's get these last screws in. Sticky and nasty on it. Oh, it's probably from that sticker. Of course. Hear that pretty easily. So we're going to finish this assembly. Yeah, this is a really, really cool device. I was really happy when I found it. Didn't exactly know what it was or what I was getting myself into when I got it, but I knew there was I knew it was something special when I saw it. So I'm gonna take a look at the other stuff before I pack this back up. So this did come with the instruction manual as well as a limited warranty. Let's see if this thing's still any good. Ideal Toy Corporation will warrant to the original consumer, not the original consumer purchaser, that it will be free from defects in material and workmanship for a period of 90 days from the date of purchase. Well, I did purchase this more than 90 days ago from a secondhand store, a bookstore. So this warranty is most definitely not valid anymore. What? No. Sorry, that... Oh, just a moment. So this warranty is no longer valid, but I doubt these phone numbers are still in service. But if I ever need assistance, I know who I can call. And I won't get service, but if I need it, I can call that number and nothing will happen. But, I mean, I'm just saying that's an option. So yeah, the instructions are very straightforward. It tells you how the scoring works. For example, in the first game where... Sorry, my pet is... Okay, so so yeah, if you press the button within a quarter of a second of the beep stopping, you get 2 points. If it's within half a second, you get 1 point. 0 points if it's anything more than half a second. So you have to be really slow for that. But yeah, this is definitely something worth picking up if you can find it. Like I said, I found this for super cheap at a bookstore that tends to sell really old games for basically nothing. In fact, this might actually still have a sticker price on it. I believe it was only a couple bucks at most. Okay, here's the back of the box. You can just see how vintage this whole thing is. And I will post more detailed pictures showing this a lot better on my website. Then, yeah, it looks like I've already removed the sticker, but I do like to keep that 25 cents thing on here. I seriously doubt that this was sold in a store for 25 cents. My guess is this was sold at a garage sale at some point for 25 cents. Maybe in the 90s. I don't know. Maybe I could do some like font analysis and find out when that font was popular for these type of stickers. But I'm not going to do that because I don't care enough. All I care about is the original manufacture date, which was 1979. So anyway, that is the MANIAC electronic game. Maybe I'll do something later on where I show it being played by multiple people, because it's a lot more interesting in that way. But I wanted to see the inside of this, make sure it's going to be in good shape for the next several years. I see no reason for this to stop working anytime soon. It's really durable, built with very basic parts. There isn't a lot of moving parts other than these buttons, but as you saw earlier, they don't require much, and I just find it really neat. And I do have more devices similar to this, a few that are coming in the mail actually, but a few that I already have in my possession. They will be getting a similar treatment. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.